This is a free-to-play tutorial regarding the Silver Surfer Breaker trial. As you know, this is a longer video. We do have chapters and timestamps in the description so you can go to the area that you most need to see. We'll begin right here, just kind of talking about new players for a minute. Then we'll talk about the theory of each node. Then we'll get into the nodes individually. So as you can see here, we did indeed unlock Silver Surfer Breaker with this new player account. We have him listed there at 1 star. The way we did this, we just put it difficulty level 1. We put on 1 Scourge, that one there that has the armor. We're just trying to get above 100,000 points. So you don't have to use that. You just need to put something on to get you over 100,000 points. That gives you enough for the unlock. The goal here is to go all the way through. The nodes are not that difficult. As you can see, the enemies here are wearing blue gear, so you can overpower them easily. What I ended up doing is simply using my champions. Since there's no restrictions, you can use any team. A raid team would be the best because raid teams have built-in sustain. This team right here was strong enough to get through on auto. So all we did is go into each node, hit auto, and we were able to make it all the way through to the end. One point obviously to keep in mind, the game tells you that Cosmic Crucible abilities will be active during the run. So we want to defer if we can later on as we continue to grow. We want to defer to Cosmic Crucible teams. So I'm not going to bore you with the details. We're just demonstrating here that I can put it on auto, let it run, and they're going to be able to chew their way through the nodes. So again, this is something that you can do. Maybe you're busy while you're doing something else, doing dishes, other chores. You can just hit auto, let them chew their way through the nodes to unlock your Silver Surfer Breaker character. As you see, this team is more than capable, and you'll be able to do this again for the entire run. And since you have some type of sustain mechanic, some type of healing mechanic, your team should be able to continue to go through the whole thing. If your team's not this strong, you can use another team, a bank of teams. Getting through should not be difficult, even for the new player. We'll switch over to the main account to talk about the theory of operation. So since we're playing free to play, we don't want to rush things. We don't want to get ahead of ourselves. This event will last for 3 months. So let's not think that we're going to miss out. We have time. Time is on our side. Daring Warriors are one of the named teams. This is my Daring Warriors that I used on my in-game account. Works pretty good. They could get stronger. They will get stronger. And I'll be able to put up better scores as time goes on. If you do not have the Daring Warriors, again, maybe just be patient. The next team, this is the team that's coming out right now free to play, but it's possible that you missed the release window, and that's fine. You want to just kind of keep an eye on things, play it by ear, be ready to respond. Do not use resources that we don't have, right? We're not sure how many characters and teams we can build up. The next team that's coming out is the Shadow Conclave. So the Daring Warriors and the Shadow Conclave are both named teams. You have to have at least one of these teams in order to make progress. So if you were too late to the party to get the Daring Warriors, it's okay. We'll focus on the Shadow Conclave and just see what we need to do in order to make it through. In addition, the next team to come out after that will be the Exalted X-Men. The Exalted X-Men are a Cosmic Crucible team, so they will do well in this trial. They're also mutants, and they also have the X-Men tag. So those 3 things, Crucible members, X-Men, and mutants, are things that we're going to need as we go through. So when this team comes out, that will help us again to relieve pressure. They will be able to perhaps turn the difficulty up more because we'll have more characters that fall into those guidelines. If we don't have any characters from the past, then when this team comes out, this will help us to get through those nodes that we just mentioned, nodes that have mutants or call for X-Men. The other tag that we're going to need are symbiotes. So once again, if we've come to the game late, we might not have any symbiote characters. That's fine. The Symbiote 6 is most likely the last team that will be coming out for this chapter. It'll be a while. It'll be after the Exalted X-Men. So that will be a new symbiote team. And that should help us take care of those symbiote nodes. Again, for many of us, even if we've been around for a while, we might not have symbiotes that are strong. In my case, I have Gore, Null, and Void Knight, all at decent stats. We probably need Carnage, and then I used the Red Goblin, but I haven't put much energy into the team, So that's going to gate the difficulty that I'm going to be able to do right now. So even us as experienced players, we may need to wait until that last symbiote team enters the building before we're able to push the maximum difficulties. We're going to have to see. Again, we're just urging here patience. They're giving us the teams that we need, but it's going to take time. Again, individuals could spend money now to get a higher release now, but this is, again, a theory of operation. So what we're going to do is just kind of look at the run that we did here, difficulty 3 on the main account. So Daring Warriors, we're going to need them pretty quickly. Non-legendary Mutant or Best Buddies, X-Men, Symbiote, and then we start right back over with the Daring Warriors and whatnot. So those are the teams that we need. Again, the first node has no restrictions, so we can kind of pick whoever we want. We want to be mindful that Cosmic Crucible tags are in play. So it kind of behooves us maybe to use a Cosmic Crucible based team. We elected to go with the Phoenix Force as well as Blastar and Thunderstrike. Since the Phoenix Force are mutants, that probably is not the best choice. I could have made better use of them later in the run. So again, as we see, Cosmic Crucible abilities are active, so that's the reason why we made that choice. In addition, when Storm Mighty is released, we could sub her in on the Daring Warriors team. That might give us a little bit of leverage to use later. Also, again, her team, the Exalted X-Men, will just give us another team that we can use to kind of stretch our abilities out, or excuse me, stretch our roster out, attacking those X-Men and Mutant nodes. Another reason why we did choose this team is because, again, Cosmic Crucible is active. So on the opposing side of the field, you see we have Howard the Duck over there, and we have other Starjammer members. By using our Phoenix Force team, for example, Magneto there, it's going to help us to keep the opposing team under control. So even if we chose a different group, we want to make sure that we probably bring somebody that we could use on the Cosmic Crucible side, because we still want to keep the opposing team under control. We don't want Super Skrull getting out of hand. We don't want Howard the Duck and other characters getting out of hand. We don't want Havoc getting out of hand. So we need some way to control that team. Sentry would be a good option. I could have used him and kept my Phoenix Force team for later. Again, since they are Mutants Phoenix Force, I could use them later. If I would have used the Sentry, that would also help us out. So it's still 14 to 14 enemies. We lost some health here, but we are starting to gain control. I'm worried about my Magneto Phoenix Force. You saw my Phoenix just went down. So she's out, right? She's gone. She doesn't respawn. The Dark Phoenix is a different character. So my Phoenix is gone for the run. Just something to keep in mind. She will allow me to heal the team. Again, that is something to keep in mind. They are probably a one-shot team, meaning you can only use them once, because if Phoenix gets eliminated, she's gone. She cannot be revived. But you still have Omega Red Phoenix Force. You still have Magneto Phoenix Force if you're able to survive the encounter. And we're doing pretty good. So now we clearly are gaining control over the opposing team. There are tons of negative effects, and as they start taking their turns, those bleeds should kick in and they should start to drop. So we just saw an example of that right there. The sustain is good. I just have to decide if we want to go all in, which we do. She's going to be done at the end of this round, so we might as well go for it. Blastar is an interesting individual. When he's paired with Thunderstrike, obviously he can do well. We only had 2 bomb bursts. That was the amount of damage that we were able to do. And we're just considering, well, what ability do we use right now? Do I want to use that special, or do I want to save it? So in this case, we're going to save it. And we're doing well, right? We're doing well. We're in control of the node. We just want to get through with minimal casualties, because we can use some of these characters later. If we can get through that Howard, I'm going to feel a lot better. Super Skrull, we have him under control. We'll go ahead and put some more damage there with Blastar. And those 2 bomb bursts, we're not doing a whole lot. We did put those armor. I should have showed you what we did. We put a lot of those armor buffs on. That's something that, right, we're still learning. If we do that, the guys it's hard for them to take hits. So I don't know if armor is the way to go, or if we should put on the health pack. Maybe we'll do a couple more runs in the future just for some experimentation. It might be better actually to use the health pack instead of the armor. The Exalted X-Men, they're going to be doing well. If we do add that armor, that's something to consider. We remember the Exalted X-Men had a ton of armor depletion, and I believe Shadow Conclave does as well. So those two teams will do better against these foes if we put the armor on instead of health packs or the health buffs. I keep saying health packs, health buffs. Our traditional teams might fare better with the health. As you can see, we're down to 4 opponents. I think that we have this one in the bag. There aren't really any enemies over there that should be able to defeat us, right? There's no big time enemies. Ultron, we're not worried about him. Titania could give us some control problems, but she's out. So this is under control. We'll go on to the next node. This is node number 2. It's our first call for the Daring Warriors. So you saw my team there. When we get some more stars, we should be able to have a better performance. Right now, we just need to make sure we survive. So this is my second attempt at the node. We did wipe the first time. You got to get used to the team and what they're capable of. Don't hold back, generally speaking, when it comes to Eclipse. Just go all out and just try to be mindful of what her abilities are allowing you to do. Using her abilities is what, as you saw there, gives your team energy. It's what gives your team healing. So if you have one of her big abilities up, more than likely, you should just go ahead and use it. We're trying to, again, is that a new thing for Kraven? I don't know if that was a new thing for Kraven. But again, our goal here is to be mindful of this. The Cosmic Crucible rules are active. So the Sinister 6, right? No, excuse me. It's the Superior 6, right? The Superior 6 traits are active. Superior 6 are Cosmic Crucible members, and they have abilities that are tuned for this. So we don't want to take them lightly. We really need to get ahead of the speed-inducing individuals. So that's going to be Vulture and Green Goblin Classic. We need to deal with them very, very quickly. Lizard is a tank, so he's going to taunt and make it difficult for us to focus on who we want. So we need to keep an eye on him as well. He does have Disrupted right now, so even if he taunts, he's not going to be able to do anything. I'm just trying to get a feel for the abilities here. Take your time. Again, the goal is to tap out the speed-inducing characters. So that's going to be Green Goblin Classic and Vulture. Keep an eye as well on Dr. Octopus. He's going to give healing. It's not our most important thing. Speed is our most important thing. And as you saw there, we went with the basic, right? Because this wave is under control. We went with the basic for Eclipse. This wave is under control. So we're just waiting. Again, we're just trying. I think that's where I messed up on the last attempt, is I didn't have any big abilities when the next group of characters came in. So now we're just basicing. It was just those Mysterio clones and Lizard there. So we're that's another thing that's going to come into play. Ability management, basic attacks when you need them to keep your big abilities ready to use. So now we have a new wave of characters in. And again, we have individuals here who can control. If we had our war options on, which we do not, Jeff the Landshark could be a little bit more of a problem. So could some of the other members of the Insidious 6 here. Insidious 6 also, though, can be used to have some Cosmic Crucible effects. We have a Void Knight there. Okay, so he's a symbiote. He's going to ability block us and remove our ability energy. So we need to keep him under control. We have Gore, who can move speed. We need to keep him under control. And then we have Null. The Daring Warriors do have some built-in things to deal with Null. We have some resistance to darkness. Just, again, something to keep in mind. I didn't dial super hard into that, but they do resist some of the darkness effects. This is where things kind of went wrong for me last time. That's why I'm kind of taking my time. I'm just setting this team up for, okay, who can I whittle down and eliminate? The Daring Warriors, especially Daredevil. He does extra damage against villains. So just be mindful of that. If you initiate an attack against some villains, they're going to take a little bit extra damage. I'm weighing my options. Do I go after Gore? That's probably the best bet. I need to keep an eye on Void Knight. I don't want him waking up from his stun. And we have Null over there to deal with. He's going to go soon, giving us some of this darkness. We lose a little bit of speed. Some of that can be controlled, again, by the Daring Warriors. We got our counterattacks up. So when somebody hits us, they're going to take those hits themselves. And this is where things get a little bit worrisome. Jeff just put a lot of damage on me. And something like that might make you restart the node. You just got to think about it. Obviously, we're not going to do anything until we actually lose a character. We're looking good. I'm really concerned about Night Thrasher, so I need that extra star on him. We have Death Proofs, which saved us big time, okay? Saved us big time. So my only debate right here is, do I use the ultimate to try to strip those effects, which we can't really do because Gore has Safeguard. So we can't really strip the effects from him. We'll use a Shake It Off, get rid of the negative effects that we have, get some barriers so we can take a hit, and some ability energy. So hopefully that helps us to get some of our big hits back up. We'll go on this side, try to eliminate Void Knight since he's getting ready to wake up. And we could do the board slide there, just attacks everybody in the top row, which still allows us to go after our Void Knight. We got some control effects on the board, and we're doing good. We're doing good. Another big attack is going to be a problem. We'll go around the world here, perhaps. I guess we'll go through no. We'll go around the world. It's an attack all if I have all my Daring Warriors. So that was the thought process, that we'll get to those weaker enemies in addition. But that first opening attack, I can do more damage on a villain because that's who I'm targeting, and that's Null. He's out of there. So now we're in good shape. Our health is low. And again, a lot of times we don't think about the Daring Warriors as having sustain. As long as Eclipse is taking turns, then heals are something that are on the table. Heals are something that we can do. We're not out of the woods yet. These characters still can do some damage for us. So again, see there? She went, she put some heals up. So this is where we got to get into that management of the team, okay? Once we get to a place where we're under control, we use our ultimate here. Again, I'm looking at this on the replay a day later, so I'm trying to remember my strategy. We'll go in, right? Big hit. It also does a decent amount of healing, as you can see there. So once the match is under control, we're going to switch over to basics. Counterattack should go off here. We had immunity, so we weren't too worried about getting those negative effects. But as you see, that armor is really a thing. We want to think about, again, in the future, maybe giving them extra health would be better than giving them extra armor. That armor, they're just not taking the damage. We'll just keep using basics. And as you can see, our health is creeping back up. All right, our health is creeping back up. So we're going to get out of this with our team back at a relatively decent health level. We might not be at full health, but we're going to get out of this relatively decent health, relatively decent abilities. We might have to use another big ability, but we're gonna obviously try not to. We get rid of Spider Slayer. We just have Scorpion left. We probably can just do basics. He has silence, and we'll just do basics, keeping our teams healthy, and we'll go on and move to the next node. The next node is number 3. So we have non-legendary mutants or best buddies. There's a lot to like here. Okay, so I can still use my mutants. As you see, we have Phoenix Force. I don't have Phoenix anymore, but I still have Omega Red, and I still have Magneto, Phoenix Force. And we subbed in those best buddies. So we have Deadpool and Daken. This is really going to come in handy. Both those individuals, they got a tune-up. They're very strong. And our opponents there, we have a Spider-Man Noir, and we have a Miles Morales. They go into stealth. Stealth makes it so Daken goes faster. Maybe we could have changed. No, the setup on the team, I think, is good. The setup on the team is good. Panda Pool over there, I don't know if he is the right pick. He works well with those other two characters. He's a tank, so when he gets struck down, he's going to regenerate, right? He's going to revive, I should say. And we'll just take that use that to our advantage. We won't be able to use this team later, but for now, it's good enough to be able to get us through this node. As you see, we kind of have it under control. I'm just debating on what abilities I want to use. My panda pool isn't really doing a lot of damage, but that's not what he's there for. He's there to just kind of take hits. Here's where things can get a little bit weird. We have a warlock on the board now. We have an apocalypse on the board now, and we have a Spider-Man big time. All of those characters are here to kind of adjust how things work. But look at that. Docking, short work of those guys, right? I don't even have to think about it now. I was trying to think of how am I going to do this? My intent was to just get some bleeds out there, but that gear tier 20 docking that they gave us during the best buddies, incredible. Incredible. More speed because Spider-Man Noir went into stealth. So Docking got more speed. And as you can see, there's only 3 opponents remaining. Warlock and, well, Warlock really is the only one who can do damage to us, if we're being honest. Warlock's the only one who can do damage to us. We can start putting some negative effects here on Emma. But in reality, this is done. This is over. Okay. I have this under control. These guys really can't hurt me at this point. We will go on to the next matchup. Node number 4 is X-Men, and just be mindful, the Immortal X-Men are Cosmic Crucible characters. We also have Rachel Summers that we can use as part of that team. So that's who we went for. They have Cosmic Crucible abilities. We have healing with Beast. It's going to be good. So here we are loading in. Our opponents that we're worried about, we have a Kahori up there. And we have Moon Girl who's going to stop the speed. So that's a war team. And again, this is something we got to keep in mind. If we were to turn the war tags on, they would be a lot stronger. So we'll have to see how that goes later on if we're looking for a higher score. But without the war tags, they don't do a whole lot. Crucible is what's listed. And again, we can lean into Rachel Summers here. We can use her ultimate. We can use her special to spread that stun around the board. So we knock somebody out. We spread the stun onto the Moon Girl. 12 of 14 enemies remaining. This first wave, we're in control. We're in control. We're just kind of deciding. There's no reason for me to use the heal. So I'm just kind of deciding, well, who should I target in the meantime? Should I go after Moon Girl? We're going to tap out Jessica Jones because we don't want her to remove the negative effects that we're applying. So this first wave with the team that we have is doing quite well, right? So again, these are gear tier 19 characters. My Rachel has 4 diamonds, so we're happy about that. She, again, subs in on that team. Look, they can't even really hurt us. Can't even really hurt us because they don't have the war abilities active. Now, again, that would be very different. Very different. If the war tags were on, we might have to do something else. And Liberty comes in next. So again, very different if the war tags are enabled. Liberty, though, still can have its choice of targets. So there might be some luck of the draw, so to speak. As you see, my Jean Grey, she has the taunt on. We're just trying to see, well, what can we do here? Everybody has immunity. So raw damage is what's going to have to mostly take over. We'll go after Cap there just because he doesn't have the immunity. We can get some control effects. He's the only one that can take them besides Peggy Carter over there. So we don't use the characters much, right? So we might have to think and remind ourselves, what do these characters actually do? We're just going to go all in on raw damage and try to chew through a couple of these individuals just so they can't use their abilities. We'll just keep going after Cap. That move there allows us to also attack extra characters. We have 20 charges on Storm. We're going to go ahead and use it. Maybe I regret that, right? Maybe I could use that another time, but it does get those individuals off the board. It helps me to maintain control of the match now. And I can, get out of this with these characters still intact. We're starting to take some hits. We don't want that. We can remove the negative effects with Beast, I believe. But it looks like we're going to go ahead and default to the basic. And we got Joaquin. He's the only one that can really do damage Once he's taken care of, what you see, we're getting short work of him. So this one is definitely in the bag. We'll just keep the basics up, and this matchup is over. Next up is the Symbiote node. That is node number 5. Now, we have a couple things we want to keep in mind here. Null, again, he's going to be one of the stronger symbiotes we have. We definitely need carnage on the field. We need speed. We want the ultimate there to slow them down. You could have also went with the special in order to get 2 carnages on the field. What we want to keep in mind is initially here, we're going up against the immortal weapons. Not yet, but they will be starting to fall. The immortal weapons are very strong. We haven't built up many of our symbiotes in quite some time. There's a huge gap, generation gap between those 2 teams. So the immortal weapons, as they start to fall here, they're going to be very strong. Okay. They're able to knock us out in one hit. So our goal here is to not allow the opponent to take a turn. We're going to do that by leaning into Carnage's passive. We want to damage people and knock them just like that into red health. And again, you see that our speed goes up. If we had 2 Carnages on the field from null, then that would increase that. But again, the slow is something we can do as well. So you just kind of have to decide which way we want to go. We have a red goblin here because he increases damage for symbiotes. So now we got a special, we got 2 carnages on the field, and now we have double speed ups. So this part's relatively simple. You're just kind of setting yourself up. And our goal here is going to be, once again, for the opponents not to take a turn when the immortal weapons start to drop in. I did do this node several times. I just had to figure out what exactly we were trying to do. And again, that's our goal. So we're just going to keep attacking the enemies. We won't be able to put negative effects on because you see they have immunity. I was getting knocked out. Like Lady Bullseye, when she took a turn, she would just knock us out one shot. And we can't lose characters because there is another symbiote node that's coming along later. We're just trying to get some damage out there. I know, I can't remember who it is. Somebody can get rid of those immunities. I don't remember who, but again, we can only do it like one person at a time. Anyway, so I'm just trying to decide. I need to get some more damage on these Lady Bullseyes. Again, I played this node a couple of times, and when they take a turn, that's what was doing me in. I'm not saying that you have to focus on them. You're just trying to bide your time and to keep looking at these abilities because somebody was allowing me to strip off those immunities. So we're just going to go ahead and attack on this side of the field. That knocks out that Iron Fist, which is going to give us that speed. So now we're just trying to push people into that red zone. It looks like this Lady Bullseye has the weakest health out of all the individuals here. So that's all we're trying to do. And so that follow-up attack by null removes the immunity. Maybe that's what we need to lean into more. So again, we're just trying to keep doing damage in order to hit into the red before they get an opportunity to go. That will keep our turns going. As you look at our symbiotes, look at our speed bar. We got blue on most characters, so we're up ahead on turns. Okay, we have a lot of turns before they get to go. So that triggered some more speed. That tops us up. We've been doing damage on this side of the field, so we might as well lean into the Iron Serpent over here. Again, just for the sake of trying to get him into the red zone. That will give us more speed. So once again, look at our symbiotes. The speed bars are all blue. The opponents don't have any speed, so we get to take a lot of turns. Use that to your advantage. All we're trying to do here is make sure that they don't get to take any turns, and we're in control right now. We are 100% in control of whether or not that happens. If I have a choice at the end of things, if they start gaining speed bar back, then we're going to eliminate the Lady Bullseye. Okay. We just got to think about here what to do. We probably should just basic, and that's what we do because this is under control. Yeah, man, it's in the bag. So that's really the strategy in this. If we're able to do this, that's going to determine how strong of an opposing team we can go after. But as you can see, this one is in the bag. You just got to play a little bit slow, play smart, and we can easily get the win. Node 6 is the Daring Warrior. So we have a Cursed on the other side. Mephisto's going to drop later. We had to do this one a couple of times. Okay, trying to keep the enemy under control is vital. Lean into Eclipse. Let her do what she does. In this case, we're going to put the immunity and whatnot on this side of the field. We're just trying to stop getting hit by the opposing team. Live, you see, they got rid of it, right? The hood got rid of it. When you're talking about the accursed, I'm worried about Helverine, the hood, and Satana. They all can do some crazy amounts of damage to your team. So that's what's giving me pause at the moment. We're just trying to find a way to get through those immunities. We take the hit from Helverine here. And one of the things we want to keep in mind, I believe it's Eclipse that she can remove trauma. So again, knowing the team, we don't use the team a lot, right? Or I shouldn't say that. A lot of people are sour on this team. They say it's bad, but this team is made to do a lot of work. We just have to be mindful of our characters' abilities, what they can and can't do. So we're withstanding the attack here. Once again, I'm getting nervous about my Night Thrasher. He's the weakest of my enemies. And yeah, Eclipse ain't looking good either, right? This is where we had to restart several times. Okay, so it's just, for me, for the size of my team, it's just luck of the draw, who gets hit and when. And we can't use our special, and that's what we need right now. Our special would eliminate the traumas. We can still do some good damage. We'll just pile on here. We got some healing in. They're villains. We got to go into Juggernaut, though. But the, Daredevil will do some significant damage. And we'll just keep going, man. This is all we can do. Are we going to heal block? None of that's going to stick. We'll go ahead and do it anyway. We still got the ability block on Satana, right? So that's one of the things I had to think about. We can clear this with Jessica Jones. So now we're off to the races. We're definitely more in control than we just were. Hood is stunned. I'm just trying to figure out if we need to get through Juggernaut here before he taunts again. We did the ultimate, trying to get some more damage. We will get more counterattacks up. And, right, we still get to go. I just don't want Juggernaut to taunt again. I'm worried about the rest of the characters because they hit really hard. We have an opportunity to go through Helverine, so we'll take that. Hood is awake again. Helverine is getting ready to take a turn. I was worried about that attack. That counter helped us. This right here, the special, if I use it, we got blinds on the board. It should stop us from taking those hits. I don't see any blinds, but maybe I was mistaken. The ultimate gives blinds. So we're under control. We're under control. Now, the next group of people that are going to drop in are going to be Mephisto and whatnot. So we kind of need to save up our ultimate ability energy on Night Thrasher. Okay, because Night Thrasher's ultimate, people forget, can remove battlefield effects. So Mephisto's going to throw his battlefield effect out. And we have the opportunity to get rid of it, which is going to be good. It's just something to keep in mind. We're just whittling our way through. We're pretty positive that the bleeds are going to take care of Satana, which they do. The next team is in. And because we're using the Daring Warriors, the speed control of the Night Stalkers is also still under control. We're going to go after Oath and Blade just to stop them from being able to do the things that they do. We got immunity, so that should keep the bleeds and stuff off of us. This is one of the more difficult nodes, in my opinion. If we turn on war modifiers, I don't know if it would change too much. We would be at a disadvantage, I think, with the Shadow Conclave here. We'll have to see. The Mephisto isn't super strong. You see, we did some damage to him. This has a stun attached to it, so I'm just trying to think about who should I attack. So one shot. We went ahead and stunned the Oath. She still gets to go. I was a little concerned about that, but We got the immunities up, which keeps us from getting the ability blocks and things of that, the heal blocks and the ability blocks. We got some counterattacks in. Mephisto's going to be taking a turn, and I can't stop him. And once again, look at my Night Thrasher. He's soft right now, man. He's real weak. I need to get some more power on him. So this is, I couldn't go too much higher as far as the difficulty goes. I thought I was going to lose on that one because I'm worried about losing my guy. But just in time, we got Jessica Jones once again. She can get rid of that stuff for us so we can start healing. We will throw the baton to get those counterattacks up. Oath is gone. And we have our special, which is going to give us those blinds. Or excuse me, the silence. So we got the silence up. We don't have any traumas as yet. We're starting to work on Mephisto. We don't want, what's her name there? The Purple Witch doing what she does. We got Blade under control. But here she goes. We didn't lose anybody. I want to use that ultimate, but we can't. I don't think I use it here. I hope not. Nope, we lose the special because we're waiting for Mephisto to go. If he uses his move, then he puts his battlefield effect up. But it's 5 to 12. We're down 5 of 12 enemies left. If we can just stay alive, we got this under control. Big damage dealers left is simply Satana. She hits and heals, which was not what we want. We can't be counterattacked, but we can strip off all these positives with Jessica Jones, right? It just keeps coming in handy, right time. We'll start leaning into Mephisto. So interestingly enough, he didn't do what I thought he was going to do. So his battlefield effect is not in play. So we're just going to just go right into him because if he doesn't have it now, yeah, we'll go ahead and just go for the knockout on him. His next move, I think, would give it, which was not what we want. So we'll just keep going right into him. We get rid of the negatives there. Counterattacks. Oh, no, we just did the basic. So now we're just, we're under control. If we can get rid of Satana, it's just a question of do we want to try to control her? She's going to take a turn. So I think we're just going to basic our way out. And every time Eclipse gets to go, that equals healing for our team. So yeah, we'll just do basics all the way through. Try to burn her down. We made it, man. It's tough. Like this is one of those checkpoint nodes. Your team needs to be at a certain strength in order to pass it. If they're there, then you can control the opponent. If not, then you just don't have enough health to last. The next node is non-legendary mutant and best buddies. We'll use those best buddies and we'll bring in a couple of our Hellfire Club members. This is not ideal. We know that the X-Men node is next. So we're just trying to stay away from our X-Men characters. Once again, Dakin will come in handy here. We have a Sue Storm on the board. She's going to turn invisible. She can turn other people invisible. And because of that, Dakin will get speed and he'll be able to attack. And with his best buddy rework, he's pretty strong. Okay, he's pretty strong. There's probably a better team. Okay, so like I said, the reason why we did this is I was just trying to stay away from my X-Men characters because I know that we're going to need them in the next node. And I didn't want to use anybody up that I wasn't going to have access to. So quick point there. It says clear the effects, then add effects. So as you see, she got rid of the silence because it says clear effects before it says add effects. So it got rid of the silence. Order of operations matters. It's important sometimes to take a minute to read and see what's going on. So we have these guys under control. There are 13 enemies total. We knocked one out, 12 of 13 left. We're just trying to decide, should we try to punch through Mr. Fantastic here? I thought that Deadpool attacks 3 times with the pistol. I thought, but apparently I'm wrong because I know part of his kit is designed to chew through people with death proofs. So since he had a bunch of death proofs on him, it doesn't do a ton of damage, but it's repeat attacks on the same person. It's designed to chew through those death proofs. Didn't do what I wanted. Right here, there's a big ping pong back and forth. I'm probably going to skip ahead. Nightcrawler, Nightcrawler keeps getting evade, keeps healing. Franklin keeps healing. They heal each other. It's going to take me a minute. I think we focus on the Franklin here to get through. Otherwise, we're just wasting turns. You could use this to your advantage, though. If you need to heal, if you need to get energy back, things of that nature, then we could use that to our advantage. But I take too long, and Nightcrawler gets to go. Like you're going to see here. He gets back his evades and stuff like that. I'm taking damage. I'm slowed. He hands evades off to Franklin. So now, right, it's going to take me longer to punch through the team. So I just kind of need to make up my mind to use some of my bigger moves. Find things that ignore evades. Eliminate Franklin. There he goes. And the next wave drops in. Okay, now, here we are. If war tags were added, we do have the old school A-Force. That might cause a little bit of problem. And obviously, we have a Quasar on the board. It's just something to keep in mind if we had the war tags added. That might mean we could lean in a little heavier on the, what am I trying to say? Lean a little heavier on the Mercs for Money as their mutants, and they would have war tags. In this situation, we could do that since we have most of them on the field as it is. But we just got to keep in mind how things are going to change. So everybody has immunity. So that's something that they do a lot, as we've seen in this Scourge. People come in with immunity. That means they cannot be controlled right off the bat. We have to wait for that to expire, or we have to find a way to burn that down. I don't think that I brought many people that can get rid of positive effects. So that's kind of something we have to deal with. Docking can flip them, but we can't just, or we have to, I guess, wait till it's his turn in order to do some of that. Secret Warriors, again, are a war team. So some of that stuff's going to be active as well. We get a good docking attack in there, though, and just like that, most of those guys are gone. 15 of 13 left. The characters that we need to be the most concerned about are Quasar and the Phantom Rider. Phantom Rider, just because he can keep, right, what he's bringing to the game mechanics-wise is what's causing a problem. We got, who is that? What's her name? Miss Marvel Hardlight, who's a tank and is just causing, right? She's not doing any damage. She's just causing us to lose our targeting so we can't get to the people we need to. Yo-Yo is giving us offense down. And we can't, hit with, we're pillow fighting. We lost Panda Pool. It's all good. We need to tap Quasar out. And we need to tap Quasar out. So is the best way to do that to just drill through him at this point? I tried to go after the Phantom Rider. He revives. I'm thinking I can just knock him out again. But again, those death proofs are going to keep him back in. That's going to cause a problem for what we're trying to do. He's got his revives again. So I could get stuck in an infinite loop here. Just something to keep in mind. I need to use an attack that doesn't allow people to revive. I think maybe Dockin and Deadpool both have those attacks, but they're not up right now. Since they're not up right now, we'll go with the most damaging target, who is Quasar. And so then at this point, the match should be in hand. Okay? The match should be in hand. We lost Sebastian Shaw. We lost Panda Pool. The match, though, should be in hand at this point. I'm comfortable going forward. There is still a problem. Phantom Rider hits relatively hard, and he can revive. We're down a couple people, right? It's 3-on-3. So with those heal blocks and traumas and stuff like that, he could end my day. Miss Marvel Hardlight. So I'm just looking to see here, is this a perma? Is this can you revive from it? Which obviously you can, because they're back. But with Hardlight down, we're just probably, right? I shouldn't say probably. We just basically need to just go all in now on one of the targets. We need to, there we go. Thank you, Dockin. So that should be game if I can get the KO hit right here. because Yo-Yo isn't going to damage me, right? Yo-Yo's not going to be able to do enough damage to hurt me. This Phantom Rider is. We're just trying to make sure what would happen if we got the KO. Oh, yeah, we wanted to get rid of the negative effects and see if we could do a little bit of healing, save our characters for later. There it is. This should be in the bag. We will move on now to the X-Men section. Node number 8 is X-Men. We're going to go with our New Mutants and Professor X here. So again, the reason why we did this a couple times, and the reason why we're going to have problems is because there is an apocalypse on the other side of the field with the Horsemen. Again, when you turn the war tags on this, we're going to have problems because if Brimstone is here, there's no Damon though. There's no Damon. So we're going to take these bad hits at first. Professor X can help us get rid of some of that. We want to save his attacks though in this particular case until we get a hold of Apocalypse, right? Apocalypse is a mythic character. He's got a lot going for him. The New Mutant still can probably handle it. We can flip all those goodies right here with Warlock. That should put us into the next node. Living Mummy. He's under control, right? He's not going to be respawn. Or yeah, we got rid of the revive once. We got rid of the revive once with Warlock. Okay. Professor X is on the field. So it's Apocalypse. We have the special that we can use to control everybody. So we're going to control here the Morgan Le Fay. That way we get Red Hulk, Morgan Le Fay ability blocked. We have Apocalypse ability blocked. And the rest we can deal with. If Rogue as well. So if we can capture those 4 individuals, I think that pretty much puts us in the bag, right? We can attack without worrying about retaliation from the Red Hulk. Rogue won't taunt, meaning we can still attack whoever we want. And Morgan Le Fay, right? Once she starts going, she has a constant health drain, so we don't want her to go. We'll pretty much have it in the bag. If we can KO Apocalypse here, we're just trying to decide which move to do. We can put an ability block out there. We're just trying to remember what she can do. Ability block, I believe, is the way to go. It is an attack all. Ability blocks the main target. Was I mistaken? Looks like I was mistaken. But he's still blinded from the other attack. We'll just go in on him. He's down. We should be in good shape now. Brawn could remove some of those negative effects, but we're definitely in good shape. 4 enemies remaining, and those 4 are not super strong. We'll ability block Hulk, so he can't taunt. We're worried about Wong taunting, but he can't because he has disrupted. And we might as well just go ahead and use the ult maybe from Professor X, or we could say, we'll just use it. We'll just use it. I don't think there's any more X-Men nodes. And if there are, we'll find another team. Node number 9 is the Symbiote node, and they set you up for success. You have a Kingpin and a Mr. Negative. Both of them give you minions that you can lean into. So we can go right here, get Kahori under control, hit that minion. That's just for respawn. That helps us a lot. So we'll go after the Kahori with a special from Null, get that second Carnage on the board because this is automatic speed bar increase because the minion is weak. So we've got our speed go up. Null gets to go again. We get speed down on the board. We need to deal with Kahori. She's pretty much the only threat. That was a big hit. We got more speed going up. So again, it's in the bag. We just have to make sure that we are taking advantage of what they gave us. Again, this will change slightly if war text is activated. It's just something to keep in mind. That's why I believe the new Symbiote team, when it comes out, they will be a war team. Otherwise, these nodes probably are a lot more challenging to deal with. So we're not trying necessarily to knock people out right now. We're just hitting people into that red zone, stacking up our turn meter so that we still maintain the advantage when the next wave drops. So all these guys are in red right now. We want to keep our big abilities. We're just going to drill down here on the Kingpin. He's red. We'll start taking people out now. Get rid of Kahori, Medusa, because those two are actually fairly dangerous, right? They hit pretty hard. And I don't want to take these other two guys out because they continue to spawn minions. But we'll do it. Our turn meter is still all blue on our symbiotes, if you look at that. So we're ready, except for Void Knight. Okay, so our problems here is we have some of the reverse issues. Gore's on their side, and he's being protected by this taunt. Again, Vortex being, well, no, there's not a whole lot going on with the war. Those guys are arena characters. So we got Gore. He can take away our speed bar. We have Gladiator. We can't get through the immunity because he has Safeguard. So we can do things to try to get around him, just hit hard. As we do damage, endgame Thanos is going to activate. And he has Revive once, thanks to Dormammu. There's a Minerva on the board. I don't know if this is the new stat Minerva. But Revive once, so she's back. It's okay. They don't respawn with a ton of health. We'll go right back at her with the Symbiote. I don't think I can get another Carnage, can I? I don't think so. Well, we'll go this way. We probably should have. I don't know why I did that. Minerva's gone. Quicksilver is in the red. We got a Scarlet Witch who's a minion, sort of. So she's weak. Our speed goes up. So the countdown now has to do with if we push Dr. Doom farther. Well, we already did. If he takes a turn, our speed is already up. We have to take our turns. If we run out of turns, he's gone. If we run out of turns and he gets to go, he resets everybody's health and their speed. And that can be a problem. Hitting endgame Thanos, he's going to strip all our stuff and we're going to take a good hit. Right? So that's something to be aware of. That could knock us out as well. The size of our symbiotes in that case matter. This is the symbiote node, the last symbiote node. So if we lose symbiotes here, that is not an automatic reset. We just want to make sure we can walk out of the node with a victory. We're saying that Thanos is the most dangerous character, so we're going right at him. If we get an opportunity to hit Gore in the meantime, which you can see here, the 1-2 hits. There we go. In the red, so we get more speed, even though he's down and back. Keep going at him. Dormammu can be a problem too, right? He can reset everyone's health, but we have so much speed meter. We have it under control. So that's the point. That's the goal. And it's just going to depend on the size of your symbiotes. Node 10, Daring Warriors. And look, I am missing health. Okay, so that's the problem. We need enough endurance in order to get through. The problem that you see on the other side of the board, we have a Blue Marvel who just went and is putting trauma out there. And that's something that's going to happen a lot. At the same time, we got Hank Pym, a lot more negative effects. Okay, so we have Eclipse here. We got to remember, Eclipse can get rid of the trauma, not on the ultimate here, but I believe on the special. So we'll go ahead with that special attack. We're trying to control Pym up there. Gets rid of the traumas. Okay, so we're on the board. We're ready. He has a blind. Got rid of it, which I don't like. But he did miss a control effect on us initially. We need to eliminate. He's hard. Blue Marvel's tough to eliminate. We need to eliminate him. We need to eliminate Hank. And we need to keep the other individuals under control because they're just stopping us from doing that. So if Captain Britain gets too many taunts up, who just went away? Swamp Thing, which is good. If he gets too many taunts up, it just stops us from moving. We'll go here, stun on Blue Marvel. Now, we're going to try to burn down Captain Britain. I don't think that was the wise choice. That's what I ended up doing. I should have just went all in on Blue Marvel, I think, is what I should have done. So the fight ends up going a little bit longer than we needed to. So once again, Pym goes. I have trauma. I need to get to Pym, but I'm worried about Captain Britain taunting. So we have an ability block on him. And we're running out of power right now, right? We don't have any power for our abilities. We switched over to Pym. Just trying to get through it. He doesn't have, we can't control him. So we got rid of our negative effects. But he does have defense up. Okay. Blue Marvel's getting ready to wake up. No, he's stunned for 2 turns. So maybe I should have just went in on him. I'm still not 100% sure. My team, though, is healthy. So look, when we came in, we were in the yellow. Because we've had turns with Eclipse, even though other things have happened, we have health up. We're going right back to Hank Pym. I'm concerned about using my ultimate because there is an Odin and a null on this board. And we don't know when they're going to drop. What should we do here? I went again after Pym, hoping for a follow-up attack, which we got, and he's down. So we still have Blue Marvel on the board. He's stunned for 1 more turn. So we're going to try to start putting some damage on him. Again, I maybe should have went after that earlier. I'm not sure overall if that would have changed the process, because we definitely also need to get rid of Pym over there because he can keep putting trauma on us. Black Cat's down. Britain's down. So it's just all in, and now the rest of the guys drop in. Okay, so we have an Odin, another Pym, and a No. Okay? There's also a Namor, which increases the damage of villains. So again, with the Odin and the No, we're trying to just save that ultimate of Night Thrasher because we can flip or we can get rid of the battlefield effect. So we'll just go all in on that side of the board because those are the individuals that we're worried about. We recognize we have a Blastar and a Thunderstrike up there. And since they're Crucible characters, along with a couple members of the Cabal, they're adding to the sustain of the node. Okay. Blastar, we can take a couple hits from him as long as he doesn't have any burst. And those 2 guys are gone. Big hit right there. Pym is gone. Blue Marvel is gone. If we can get through Odin, then we should have it under control because the Daring Warriors have a lot of built-in techniques to deal with Null. They're just immune, or they can use his darkness to their advantage. Hopefully 1 more good hit. I'm trying to figure out what does the most amount of damage. It's an AoE attack, or it's a attack all. It does damage to villains, so that's why we targeted Null. Knowing that everybody else was going to take the same amount of damage, it was either going to be enough or it wasn't. We are in control of this match, right? It is now 4-12. So getting through that first section with some abilities intact is what is going to do it for us. I was concerned about this hit by Thunderstrike, but we're okay. We have 1 bomb burst from Blastar. If we can take hits from Null and everybody else, we can probably take a hit or 2 from Blastar. We have defense up right now. We're going to try to get rid of Null here. This ability, it does a lot of damage, but it stuns, and that's what I'm debating because I believe that Null cannot be stunned, but he can still take these bleeds. So if he gets another turn, the bleed should finish him off, but it looks like we won't allow that to happen. We're going to go with the ultimate because we could probably remove him before he's able to put his battlefield effect up, which is going to be the case. It is now 3 enemies remaining. And they're not the strongest, right? If we dealt with the other members, then this one should pretty much be in the bag. Okay, so that is the overall mindset for dealing with the nodes. Do you agree with this assessment? Or do you not? There's probably some variations. Please put them in the comments. And if we're not able to do more, the teams that we need are coming. It's just going to take some time. It's fine. This event is going to be going on and off for 3 months, right? Chapters are 3 months long, so we got time. Let me know once again if you got any questions or comments. This is enough to get a 2-star surfer. I should have put 1 more thing on. I end up getting 17, whatever. I end up getting 1.7. I need 1.8. So I should have put 1 more Scourge on. We'll work on that. It's fine. We got time. Like we said, we got 3 months. The most important thing is to get the character unlocked, start powering them up, and then go from there. Let me know what you think. Ask any questions. And if you haven't seen these videos over here, please check them out. They're legit.